Beautiful. Bet. Well, before anything, let's give a big RIP to DMX. That's a rough way to start the day, but
yeah, that shit was wild.
Respects must be paid. It actually got me thinking. I see everybody, they do their memorial posts on Instagram and whatnot, and I'm not a huge fan of that stuff. So I always try and dig a little deeper and find something that nobody else is pulling. You ever watch the movie Cradle to the Grave?
Oh, of course. We actually have right now, I'm kid you not, a Cradle to the Grave T-shirt hanging up at Coop Studios on the wall, and we have multiple copies on like VHS.
All right, Doc.
It's already one of my favorite movies, but yeah. It doesn't have his picture or anything, but it literally just says Cradle to the Grave. It's like the actual movie, bro.
Oh, man. So I remember my stepdad, that was like right when people were figuring out how to like burn DVDs and CDs and everything. And my stepdad burned like 2 copies of that shit. Legends. You remember the intro song, the Eminem intro song? My mama beat our ass.
So great.
Go to sleep, bitch. Die, motherfucker. Die. Time's up, bitch. Close your eyes. My mom beat. I still do that every once in a while.
That's legendary. I low-key forgot about the intro song. That's crazy.
That was one of my favorite parts. And then DMX and Jet Li in an action movie. I mean, does it get any more legendary than that?
It's so good. And the special effects, like, at that time, like that, like, early 2000s, like, hella extra ass explosion for no reason, just blowing up warehouses and shit. That shit was
I posted
magic.
A little video, and he gets ambushed, and he's getting his ass whipped. Where are the diamonds? He goes, I'm a fucking business. I told you I'm a businessman. Make me an offer. And he just cocks the gun back. Here's your offer. I'm like, man, this is corny, but cool as fuck. I'm on board for this.
Nah, I'm on board for all that shit. I just found, like, probably like 7 or 8 Steven Seagal movies in the bins, and like they're so fucking bad that they're good. It's crazy. I don't know if you've like as an adult watched a Steven Seagal movie, but bro, it is insane. Like
no,
I might have to like pull up a clip type shit. It's so bad.
We got the producer. I do know he is like a legitimate black belt in Aikido, I think, or something.
Yeah, it's something like that,
he's
bro.
He's a legit.
But he's just like the fact that he's like overweight white dude with a ponytail, and like the way he wants to be Bruce Lee so bad, bro. Like
he just doesn't want to work for it.
And then some of the lines, like it's just super cringy and corny, but it's really fucking good, like in the worst way possible.
Pull
like,
that
you could
up
probably
right
just
there.
pull anything up.
Yeah, best fights. Oh, that's funny.
They be throwing hands and shit. It is entertaining. Let me put the frames back on for this. And then so post edit and shit, will y'all be able to like people will be able to see what we're seeing?
Yeah, we got the whole screen record and everything.
Shit.
We're trying to do our best to give the people what they need.
No, that's fire.
Oh, yep, I can turn mine on if you need to. Spider-Man Ultimate. Hey, after this too, I want you to check. Am I mistaken, or is DMX's like son? Isn't his name Tacoma?
I wouldn't be surprised. DMX has a lot of children.
Okay, that's true
too. He
too.
has a lot of children.
But
that would definitely be worth.
I don't know it for a fact, but I do remember someone talking about how he fucked with Tacoma.
DMX
so
has
heavy.
been out in Tacoma a lot. Actually, he's been like
he shows love
in the area.
Did
plenty of times.
Yeah. But I heard someone mention that. I don't know if I ever went back and fact checked it. But
no, yeah. So there's literally, it says DMX and Son Tacoma at premiere of Cradle to the Grave.
Boom, right there.
Like DMX and Son Tacoma.
Yeah. Spelled the same way. That's cool as fuck. Yeah. I heard someone tell me that.
Yeah. Look, Xavier Tacoma. Yeah. Definitely.
That's fucking cool as fuck. DMX, dog.
Damn. Shout out to Tac'd one time.
No shit.
He's tacked in.
Yeah, no
he's
shit.
Tacked in. Cheers to that.
Fuck, I still. Did you see Andy? Did you see Hippa's post on IG today?
Yeah, I've heard that story too.
I've
like,
never heard that story.
So like recently after that happened, I was like just around like the downtown area, and Hip ran up to me and told me like, bro, we were just kicking it with DMX, like bro, and then he shows me this cigarette, and I'm like, what is this? And he was like, bro, DMX gave me a cigarette, and he still has it. And he just posted it like, how should I display it? I think he should get some kind of like, get that picture that he has with him, blow that shit up, and get one of the little shadow boxes. Yeah. But bro, I think it would be super cool to have like 2 little like pegs with like little, curves, like kind of like a jewelry holder, something like that you see in the jewelry store, but literally just like sitting with the like golden with the cigarette on it.
Yeah,
the Newport shit.
Yeah, because I had seen that picture before, and I've only met Andy once, but I heard him. I heard him talk about it, and then I had no idea it had anything to do with the cigarette, and then the fact that he held onto I thought that shit was so cool.
That's legendary. I mean, shit, if someone that legendary gave you something. even if it is something stupid as a cigarette, I'd probably keep it too.
Right, I know. And then
it's crazy that Andy's that hard to like even bum a cigarette from DMX. Like that's the hardest shit I ever heard,
bro.
Like so, that's what you asked this man.
I guess we should go over it. Yeah, this guy's outside on the side of the hotel smoking a joint with the homeboys. I think they're at
Murano.
Yeah, the Hotel Murano. And the staff came out and bitched at them for smoking weed, so they put it out, and the Uber pulled up, and they hopped up, and the Uber guy was saying he seen DMX hopping out of the hotel as they were leaving. So Hip had him throw a full fucking U-turn, pull up on there, and he's sloshed, he's drunk, and he just walks right up to the window, and DMX rolls the window down, and he just got to, I'm sure fanboy it up and asked him for a cigarette. DMX not only grabbed him a cigarette, but got out, and it sounds like they were chopping it up for a minute.
They got flicks and everything.
Yeah, dog, that's legendary shit. And as the day progresses, as I see all these Instagram posts, I've seen like numerous different versions of that same story playing out.
Oh yeah,
other people.
DMX touched a lot of people. And that was just his thing. Like he was just positive. It was crazy because I was just watching the Drink Champ shit, and he had said something like, if I were to die today, like I feel like I had a good life, because like every single story you don't hear, like obviously he's been to prison, but like he's been through so much, like made that much money, you know what I'm saying, bounced back, had 400,000 people in a freaking crowd, dude, like chanting his, or 40,000, I don't know, it was a bunch of fucking people, the most people I ever seen on camera.
Yes, bro, that fucking.
So like the fact that he's lived that kind of life to the fullest, man, it's
that
like
Woodstock set.
Dog, yeah, that was a Woodstock. That shit is insane.
Like 50K people. Like that's a fucking video if you haven't seen that. But yeah, dog, he was super. I seen that. I didn't take the time to. You know what? If we're gonna be honest, I love Drink Champs and what they do and the people they bring on. They're definitely people I want to listen to. But Jesus Christ, can that show get obnoxious?
It can get crazy,
bro.
Honestly, I would never ever listen to that show with headphones on. I watch it on my phone, like on YouTube too, because I like watching it too. It's not one that's not a podcast that I'll just listen to. Some podcasts are so good that like I will watch it and or listen to it. Like I might start it on YouTube and then take it off on Spotify. You feel me? Like, oh, I was at 23, 70, 16 or some bullshit, and then I'll pick it up from there. But like, I don't know. There's certain podcasts. It's like I'm not having that in my headphones. I'm not playing that in my car. It could just be on the little iPhone speaker, probably halfway. Because every once in a while they'll just have a crazy ass outburst, and then like, I don't know. At the beginning of the pandemic, when they just kind of kept it more low key, I forget. I think Pharrell's was pretty good. But there's a few more, like when they have their freaking whole like entourage of people, which is cool, like for the homies to be there. But like there's just so much other chatter and so much shit. When you're wearing headphones, you can hear all the details in the sound. It's like, I'm good, bro. Like
it's one thing, like even if you got a podcast with 3-4 people on it and they start talking over each other, like it's obnoxious. And I'm like, hey, knock that shit off, guys. But they got 3-4 people on the table with microphones, and then they got 25-30 people behind.
Yeah, see the people with mics though, they don't even bother me that much because they're pretty good at like at least pausing. I mean, sometimes Nori will talk over, everyone. But
do they have 30 people blow off at once? They got like as many noisemakers and all sorts of crazy shit back there. I'm like, I don't know who okayed you guys back there with that shit, but
they're litty though. Honestly, they're just getting fucked up in Miami, so I can't even hate. They're litty. They're litty as fuck.
Sweet. So I'm sure we're gonna get to this eventually.
Yeah.
But you are the owner, or at least part owner of Coob Studios.
Co-owner.
Okay, co-owner.
Me and Slu Baca, aka the Ben Bandit, aka the Girl Grabber, the original Girl Grabber.
Let him know. The Girl Grabber.
He got other nicknames and AKAs, but I'm gonna keep it simple.
So earlier this month, obviously there's been a break-in on the premises. I hate to bring up, but it's something we have to talk about.
That shit was trash, man. I'm pretty sure it was some drug addicts, because if it was anybody who knew like anything about clothes or like the market, I wouldn't have shirts like hanging on my wall. They took my sewing machine, hella like pretty much my entire video game collection. Like 3 of the best games. Like Def Jam Fight for New York for Xbox, and then Baca had some like super heaters that went missing. He had Monster Hunter World for PS2, like the OG one, and then Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for PS2. Like easily, just those 3 games alone was like $300.
Really?
And then like I don't know, you've been to the Slough, so I got like a little small door, and it's got a glass window. You feel me? Instead of breaking the glass window and unlocking it, like if you're already gonna be a shitty person, like. Yeah. You would think, oh, break the window. No, bro, they hacked in. Probably took them 20-30 minutes. And then, like, they just went crazy. Took some personal shit. I know you seen the Coob's jersey went missing. It was just super sporadic and fucked up. But luckily we're in a position where we've been able to bounce back and kind of roll with the punches. The community's been nothing but loving, showing us love. So
beautiful. Well,
man, yeah, it's a blessing, bro. It's almost like it didn't happen. I mean, the door having to deal with those repairs has been expensive, but we just had homies just reach out, like even the brother that's helping me with the door. It's just a homie, man. It's been crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, because when I heard it, my first thought is like it has to be a little
bro. Because when I
like,
posted the few things that I had pictures of that did get stolen was like the Coob's jersey, some Sonic shit, and then like I had just got this crazy Spider-Man mega print shirt in, so everybody was like, "Oh yeah, it had to be someone you knew." Like obviously that would seem like some personal shit, because why would you take the Coob's jersey? Well, but then also it was on some smoker shit. Like why would you take my sewing machine and leave hella bangers on the wall, but then also take a Sonic's jacket and they got like AJ embroidered in the chest? So it's like there's certain shit or certain pieces that if they pop up or if they're seen, I know I got people watching my back, so I'm not really tripping, bro.
Which is the main message of this episode today. We will find you.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying?
No, wise man once told me, man, you can't if you can't afford to take an L, you shouldn't play the game.
That's absolutely
that's
true.
Anything in life, man. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
appreciate anybody who's reached out, donated, done even a share. Like it's been honestly me and Baka both have been in tears, like on and off with all the outpouring of love. So like. If it's kind of shitty that sometimes it takes like a real L for you to really see like the people in your corner, but it's like, bro, like there's people all over the fucking world that are like showing love to us. Like I didn't know like how much our outreach really went, and like people in Tacoma just in general, of course, like, but like, bro,
but I'm seeing a lot of tags I don't recognize.
Bro, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
this vintage community is really like showing us a lot of love. So shout out to anybody who's shown us any kind of love, even if you just came to the studio to kick it. Like nothing but love and respect for y'all, for real.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I couldn't believe that shit. Honestly, like, I don't know. I'm stuck on it, bro.
Man, it's just shitty because like
I seen you working. I seen you stop.
All we trying to do is put smiles on people's faces, talk a little nostalgia with you, man, and get you some cool shit. You ain't
gonna find anywhere else.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what we're here for.
Man,
yeah.
So it is what it is.
So beautiful. Well, let me ask you this then, because. To my point, as long as I've known you, you've been hustling your ass off.
Come on, bro.
If it wasn't one thing, it was 2, 3, 4 other things.
Man.
So where did that start? Where did that come from?
Shit, just early, man. Like, I just remember as early as like probably like elementary school, I was the kid that sold candy for sure. Like, just whatever I could get my hands on, I'm gonna try to sell it. And then like, it turned into like I was burning CDs when I got into middle school and selling CDs. And then like. MP3 players before even iPods, but MP3 players were easier to get, and then like I was just always tapped in with everybody, talking to everybody at school. That like even like I didn't even really hit licks like that. I mean, I was definitely a delinquent,
right,
but I knew the homies who were hitting the lockers and doing all that shit. And they're like, "Yo, I got the iPods." Meanwhile, I lived on East Side, you feel me? And I had a bunch of homies who went to like Stewart and different schools, so they're bringing me all the iPods and shit. And then I went to Truman. I was still getting drove to Truman, so I was like, yeah, I was able to like finam. Put out a little Hoody mix, burn some CDs. But yeah, no, it always just wanted to be like some kind of entrepreneur. I always like when like your parents ask you like, yo, what do you want to be when you grow up? I never was like, I want to be a firefighter. Or I want to be a business. I want to be rich. That's
okay, beautiful.
I want to be rich.
Because I have a similar, like I always had some occupation that would shut them up when they asked me that question. Yeah. Like at first, I wanted to be a biologist. This is like first, second grade when I was like reading books and encyclopedias and getting smart and shit. And then like they kept asking the question. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm in 4th grade. What the fuck do I know? And
so it's early for me.
It turned into like a mechanical engineer, and also but what made me even more realize that I was it was because it wasn't like I wanted to do one thing. I just, I wanted to live my life, and the only way to really
figure
do
it
that
out as you go, man.
Is to be an
Especially now that I've gotten older and I talk to adults now that we on level playing ground. They're like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I was like, nobody really does. You just figure this shit out.
That there's adults in the room. Let's just think about that, man. Let's be serious. These motherfuckers,
Well, and most of the time too, especially when you're exposed to like a large group of adults, at least me in my childhood, all y'all are lit. Like, all y'all are lit. Like, y'all are fake. Now I'm looking back, I'm like, they were really turned up.
Always,
they were on
bro.
It was the 90s.
Yeah. But the fact that I grew up, like, you grow up with the assumption, like, that's the adult in the room. They know what they're talking about. What they're saying is right. And you think back and you're like, hey, I'm 24. Like, I might have been that adult in the room, and trust me, I don't know what the like. If anyone convinces you they know what's going on, you should be wary of that person.
They definitely don't know.
They definitely don't know, and they're definitely taking you down the same road they're going, which more than often is probably not the best road.
No.
So, did you have any specific figures, like whether you knew them personally or you were just grabbing inspiration from, or like?
I mean, I've always been like super into music. So like,
were you finding all these jugs yourself, or were people putting you on?
Yeah, I was just figuring shit out on my own. Okay. Yeah, just trying to like, I don't know. But I was, like I said, I was listening to music a lot, so I would hear shit that like these rappers and different artists were saying. So I'm like, I want to hustle too. Like, I didn't know what the fuck kind of hustle it was. Obviously not gonna fit in slang crack at 12 years old. Like,
right. That ship is sailed.
I was trying to get into something. So yeah, I was trying to figure out my lane, you know. So
right. Yeah, I have. I just had a total brain fart. No, I have a very similar like. When I was you knew me through high school, I was not hustling. I honestly did not touch my first.
You had a couple of little hustles.
I did,
come on, bro.
But it wasn't
something humble though.
I had some money fall in my, I had some things fall in.
Some slight.
Right, but I do remember when I first started taking the hustle seriously was like I got into the post office. And it was, it's that good job. That's what everyone tells you, to go to school, get a good education so you can get a good job at the post office.
The benefits.
Right. All that shit. Benefits, TSP.
Was that 401k too?
No 401k, it's a TSP, so they match 5% of your donation, or they match 100% of your donation.
It's called a bag.
Or something. Yeah, if you're there for 45 years.
You got to put your life on the line, though. Yeah, for real.
And that's what I figured out within the first month or two.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of guys in there who've been there a long time, still driving 98 Camrys, and that's cool for them, but that ain't working for me.
No, I feel you.
But what I'm getting at is in that environment, I was able to have my headphones in for 6, 8, 10 hours a day.
On the audiobooks, on the podcast, or what?
It's one thing rolling around to Currency, rolling up blunts at the 5 and whatnot, but to actually like have nothing going on around you and listening to what they're saying on repeat 6, 8 hours a day.
There's a lot of game in them songs.
That's where I learned all my game. I didn't have no big homies. I didn't have nobody putting me on.
Spitta got a lot of game, bro.
Spitta, Nip, everybody. This is where I learned the game from. This is what, and honestly, not even the good ones, the bad ones, like the shitty rappers that I had on my phone. I'm like, this guy is not that good, and he's on my phone. Like, if I put,
because a lot of the time, it's not even the most talented artists. It'd be the artists that put in the most grind that are notable. Period.
That was what I learned.
Like, people be hating on fucking goofy haired fucking 6ix9ine, but it's like at the end of the day, that motherfucker be hustling.
Still talking about him.
We still, motherfuckers still gonna say his name.
Yep.
So it's
he's
like,
still
I respect
anytime
the hustle.
He makes a move,
I don't respect the person. That's what I was recently talking to the homie about. Like, you gotta like separate the artist from the person, because it's like, I'm not gonna cap. I fuck with Chris Breezy still. I fuck with Chris Breezy. I might not fuck with Christopher Brown, but I fuck with Chris Breezy.
Okay.
I might not fuck with Robert Kelly, but if you're trying to tell me Trapped in the Closet isn't a masterpiece, you're lying to me. You're lying to yourself.
With you there. These are my confessions. Hey, all that was a slap.
No. But the Same Girl also with Usher is a completely, because that was an Usher song you just sang. But
wait, I did R. Kelly.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah.
But no,
that was not my genre of music.
No, all the R&B crazy shit like Trapped in the Closet, I probably know like off the dome, like 1 through 7.
Actually, I think
off the dino
is one of Hoody's most slept on talents. Is the R&B world. People don't know this, but Hoody got pipes. Actually, people might know it.
Some people know.
In, you know.
I don't know. I've been working on some shit lately, actually. QJ, if you hear this, send me the beat pack, bro.
Yeah,
send me the beat pack, please.
Look that up.
I've been waiting.
That's something I want to see. Honestly,
after we get off air, I got a little. I don't have like a whole song, but I got a hook that I've shown to some close homies. I'll put you on. I'll show you. We ain't gonna do it on here. Sorry, y'all.
Not yet. Soon. But no, that's honestly like I obviously I'm not a musically talented person, but I've been around the booth and whatnot, and the legend, the lore of Hoody is it runs wild in Tacoma. Tap in. I bet you Lucas got some vocals, huh?
Lucas could, he could have something tucked away. But also, me and Lucas, that's another song. I got this song. I'm not even gonna tell you the name of it. I got a song, and I already like pretty much finished with my version. But every time I've shown it to a close homie, they're like, "Oh, I need to jump on this. I need to jump on this."
Everyone's trying to get on it.
So I think I'm gonna do some like 2000 shit, and
Remix it with 8
it's gonna be a
verses?
remix. Yeah, it might be a 5-minute song, 6 minutes. I don't really care.
I'm
but
on board for this.
yeah, it should be a fun one, man. And I'm gonna reach out to as many people as I can, just because I think it would be fun to have a song that long. But yeah, my goal, man. We got an event coming up like in a couple months called Slews on the Block, and it's basically just a showcase of me and all the homies, and like what they put together. It's my boy Baka's event.
Homies.
Shout out Slu Baka. It's the most creative, homie. Also shout out Sloss and Kloss. But like honestly, if Colin will tell you himself, that's a Sloss and Kloss name. He'll tell you himself. Baka's the one who really inspired him, bro. Baka's inspired me too, in multiple ways, bro. That dude. Easily. He's
the yams in Tacoma?
Easily, for sure. Baka's underground yams though. Like there's a lot of heads that like probably seen Baka moving in the streets or like seen some outfits and like didn't even realize they probably subconsciously bit this man's whole style. Like there's a lot of people who are swagger jacking my boy.
I'll be honest.
Like, I'll be the first to say it on recording for all y'all. Y'all know who you are.
I'll be honest. Like it's not my style of wear, but I watch him and I'm seeing shit and I'm like, he's putting it together.
He's a great visionary,
that pair
man.
of overalls with the. What was the design? He had a repeating design.
He was just spazzing. Right? He was just spazzing. That's all you could say. Oh. But no, yeah, they're putting together a beautiful event called Videos Create Realities. I might as well get that out the way before I even tell you about Slews on the Block. But Videos Create Realities is basically we're trying to save physical media and like just showcase it in a better light. There's gonna be VCRs there, VHSs. It's 2 days, the 16th and the 17th of this month, showcasing probably a dozen movies a day. So if you want to come through and just watch the movies, kick it, there's going to be t-shirts available. We're going to have a cool-ass movie shirt section that's going to be available, but also just random vintage. Come by, good vibes.
And what's the date on that?
The 16th and the 17th. Of this month.
May?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Okay.
Oh, no. We in April. This month. Like, it's April. You said May.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't there yet.
Whatever.
Or we already get there. I don't even know. If I didn't have this, I wouldn't know what day it was.
Yeah, shit. You
no cap.
Both. So you brought up something hella cool, and I've been wondering this because I follow the Video Creates Reality page, and I always kind of wondered where it stemmed from.
Oh, the merch is about to come in tonight. This shit's going crazy.
Oh shit, we heard it first here. But you said something that I think is really cool. Saving the physical media. Like, where did that come from? Whose idea was that, and what brought that about?
I mean, just as being like people who pick in general, like a lot of this shit that like we don't get is going straight to a landfill. Period. So it's like even when it comes to this,
pick is in like thrifting,
picking, sourcing. Yeah. I mean, like if you're at a freaking estate sale, yard sale, thrift store, wherever you are, if you're taking something that otherwise would probably be thrown away. Because even if you're at an estate sale or yard sale and something that, they're like, oh, this stuff didn't sell, we take it to the Goodwill. Right. If it goes on the Goodwill and it goes on the Goodwill floor, doesn't get sold, it might go to an outlet or it might go straight to a landfill. So like even like some of the clothes that we're saving, obviously, and then some of them are cool shirts, that you want to show off to your friends. But at the end of the day, that's a big part of it. And then like not to mention every new shirt that gets made, all this synthetic bullshit takes a lot of fucking water to use. Nobody really talks about that much. But that's a whole.
Oh, okay. The whole
just to make the shirts. Yeah, like the Vintage Miner, the homie, he be posting hella shit. Shout out Vintage Miner. But yeah, I mean, it's something I've known about for a long time, but a lot of people don't know. But like, yeah, just like a new synthetic T-shirt, like the shit you see in like H&M, the shit you see in like all the fashion stores, that's gonna take up to like I think 3,000 gallons of water to produce one shirt.
Are you serious?
3,000, something crazy like that, bro. Like.
How does that even sound? Like, that doesn't even sound reasonable from a business standpoint.
I don't know how or what they doing, but yeah, so that's another reason to like kind of battle that shit. And then when it comes to physical media, it's just like there's something about holding it in your hand. There's something about looking at the back, just like just like when you go to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video back in the day, and like the smell of the plastic and like seeing the graphic on the game. I remember buying games and/or movies that I really didn't know nothing about other than off the case. And now it's like, okay, cool. What does Netflix tell me to watch?
Right.
It's like, bro, I want to. Yeah, it's like I want to be entertained, and sometimes it's like this is how I bought this. I thought this dude looked cool. I never had these beers before. I like a good IPA, but yeah.
And honestly, these are not bad. I'm not a huge IPA guy, but I'm almost done with this one.
No, these are smacking. But yeah, really, what caught me is the graphics. So sometimes there's different stuff will catch your eye, and like especially me, and like when I like source and like I'm buying, like I always keep that stuff in mind, like shit that just attracts my eye. So it's like, that's kind of how I am, which is consumerism in general. Like branding means a lot to me personally. And then like, just on the standpoint, like even as something simple as buying a beer, I'm like, okay, this looks sick. The advertising's cool.
Yeah, isn't that so funny? Like, how many different alcohol or beer or wine companies are you that all sell the same kind of wine and you're buying it specifically because of the marketing? You have no idea, like, you never tasted it. All the wine looks the same. Like, I'm buying your bottle of wine specifically because you're.
A lot of the products we use like are really just branded to us.
No, hard no. Oh, I know. We got
there's some really nice vineyards out here.
But what I was gonna get at is I was having this conversation with someone, like, I forget what the example was, but this is perfect. So obviously, like, do you ever watch the Joe Rogan show? Or like
I've watched some episodes. If like a cool enough person comes on, I'll watch it. But like he's not my favorite podcaster. But like I do respect like how tapped in he is, and like how many people he can get to like interact.
Yeah.
But, like the last one I watched was like when Freddie Gibbs went on there.
Yeah, I know that was cool as fuck.
Gangsta Gibbs was on there, so I had to tap in. I don't remember who he's with. I was really just there for Freddie. I'm not gonna hold you.
Darnell Rollins, I think.
He was not there with Darnell Rollins. Because I love Donnell, and I would have recognized that voice. He was not.
You're right.
Donnell has his own podcast now, actually.
I forget who it was, but it was some other dude. Anyways, what I was getting at was, so when he made that move over to Spotify, he deleted his entire YouTube page, right? Yeah. So all those 1,500
I think he just does videos, clips now. Yeah, look at this. He does clips.
But what I'm saying is, those videos were not transferred over to Spotify. I don't believe so.
Yeah, so someone could have archived those and be up.
Right. So this whole idea that.
But then again, look, they're already monetizing it. Look at all these different clips. So instead of keeping, but instead of keeping the one video, like I guarantee you, their editor probably went back on the other ones and took clips out of the other videos. So instead of blessing people with a one asterisk, they're still all these I'm seeing on the screen. That's all just dollar signs to me.
But
they're just eating.
What I'm getting at is those full videos are now no longer on the internet. Mm-hmm. So this whole idea that the internet is forever.
I mean, you say that they're not on the internet, but I guarantee you someone has them. So the internet is forever still.
And you are right.
Because somebody has those, and or somebody knows a way to backdoor. Like there's people who know how to like go to older websites and.
But I think it still pokes a hole in the idea that this.
Oh no, for sure. I mean, there's definitely a lot of physical media that has never made it on the internet and won't make it on the internet.
And that's what makes it special.
That's what makes it special and scary. There's sometimes cool little interviews that you'll see, like little one-offs, but like, I'm definitely in agreement. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, so you know, like the Library of Alexandria, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know the whole story, but I know enough to make an example out of it, right? It was this, big library in Egypt that held I don't know how many years of knowledge, but again, I really don't know exactly what I'm talking about, but I can make a decent example out of it, so roll with me. They came through, burnt that whole motherfucker to the ground. Someone did. Someone came in and burnt that whole motherfucker to the ground. And there was no backups. And they said, we lost thousands of years of education or like information in there. If someone's not sitting here like
of knowledge.
Books like that just putting your book on Kindle is not gonna make it forever. Like
I mean, you never know where the world's gonna go at the end of the day.
Right.
We've all seen apocalyptic movies where motherfuckers
this shit can matter.
rigging up some old record player and shit just to listen to some music or something. Like books is a go-to, bro. Books, physical media, all that shit. It's not forever. It's not forever, but it's something at least like I don't know. I just like I really like tangible goods. Like I could never like anytime on like even Amazon a new movie comes out, right? And they're like rent it to watch for like 24 hours or buy it. I never feel like I own it if I buy it.
Right.
So what do? I rent it for $2 just so I can binge it as much times as I want in the 24 hours, and I'm like, okay, cool, I got that out of my system. That's if I feel like fucking buying it, and like I couldn't find one on Google from someone who else was like, screw that, here it is for free.
Exactly.
Because it's the internet. So it's like the internet's a double-edged sword, man. I love it, but I hate it. I think everybody does.
And well, if you look at it from the objective of does it solve all the problems? Like, is it a one fixed solution? You're absolutely right. But I think in tandem they can work together.
No, but like think about being like even like a middle schooler or a high schooler right now and having this in your hand the whole time when you're at school, bro.
That's what the fuck I'm saying. Like they have.
You
don't even have to type. You can tell. You
go on
Siri
YouTube like
a math equation.
Screw what this teacher's talking about. I'm about to learn about this on YouTube.
That's what the fuck I'm saying. So how do
Let me put my AirPods in.
Together a curriculum that you can't just Google your way through? Like, do you think they even? put that. Like,
none of that shit too. I remember seeing like different curriculums and shit from like teachers and shit, and like, cause I'm like that nosy ass kid that's looking at everything and all the files. If you let me go on your computer, you played yourself as a teacher. But yeah, I remember seeing that shit, and I'm like thinking I'm gonna see some crazy ass like secret info that only teachers are gonna know, and I'm like, no, this is the same shit that's on the internet. It's just maybe worded different, or it was done by a different author. But at the end of the day, like, you already know our education system. We don't need to get into that. But it's
but we could.
It is what it is. I mean, I don't know. I probably got like another. I got another like 15 of me, and then I gotta go. I got that live auction tonight.
For
I'm
sure.
running some pieces.
We're watching the clock.
Yeah. That would take a lot. That would take probably more than 15, so we can just skate past that. I don't think actually I got to touch on Slews on the Block.
Yeah, I was just about to bring you right back.
Now you got me on the chatty patty.
I know. Trying to make the most.
But basically
of
a curation. Shout out Slubaka again. He's the one who put all this together. But basically, it's gonna be a beautiful day and/or days. Probably be in a multiple event day at Coob Studios, which is downtown. I don't know the Addy off top, but it's like it's right in the Opera Alley,
we'll
area.
Right
we'll put it right. It's right here.
Yeah.
Or at Coob Studios, and then the freaking the Addy's right there in the bio. But yeah, it's basically anything that any of our slews. That's what we call our homies, our gang. We're the slews. That's why it's Coob Studios instead of Coob Studios, because it's not just me. Which your boy is the Coob master, the Coob god. But
this is Hoody Coob.
The slews.
Introduced him.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever got a proper introduction, but I don't need one.
Do it post edit.
But basically, it's a curation of all things that our friends are proud of. So there's gonna be amazing things coming from Baca. There's gonna be amazing things coming from Slew C, Slew P, many of the other slews that you guys might have not been introduced to yet. No, but that's his selling page. So you're on the right track. Shout out Studios. Yep.
Okay.
That's the Ben Bandit, Slubaka. And he also has another page. But my boy is also the meme god, so he's probably gonna get banned soon because he be wilding. But I think he's been trying to get banned so he can get a new fresh IG. But yeah, Coob Life, you feel me? Coob Studios, Slubaka. For now. Who knows if he has a new one? We'll put all those in the bio or whatever. But yeah, that man he's done a lot for me in the community in Tacoma. So it's gonna be a showcase of not only like what he's been able to do, but what him and our friends together have been able to do as a slew. So I'm really looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be something special. Slews on the block. We don't got a locked in date yet, but y'all will know.
We'll let you know too.
Y'all will know.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And if you don't mind me asking, where did you meet Slubaka? Like he kind of came out of the woods. At least
kind of like a decade or so ago, probably like 2011-ish, maybe 2010.
Really?
So like we were all in this like Facebook group together. And back in the day, I was like a big ass sports collector, so I had like hella starter jackets and like snapbacks and jerseys. I'm still a jersey collector, but all the other stuff I don't collect as much. But he was filthy at restoring hats, so I reached out to him. Someone told me he was good at restoring hats. I don't even remember which friend. And then we linked up, and then I was like, "Yo, you got hella cool shit." He was like, "Dude, you got pretty cool shit too." And then like gave him some bread to restore some hats, and then it always kind of been a connect I knew in the game. Probably then some years later, because I like when I first thrifted, I really only went to the racks. Like I knew about the bins, but I would go in there and be like, "Man, this ain't it," and leave and go hit the racks.
I feel every time I go.
Because it's a different environment, and I wasn't ready for it. But he's the one who kind of brought me into that. A lot of people don't even know that he's the one who brought me into like the whole bins. It's a whole different world in there. I'll say that to keep it brief. But yeah, man, that's basically how we met. I hit him up on Facebook to restore some hats for me, and along with just like his collection and knowledge of shit, like we just kind of like linked up, and it's the rest is history, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I had no idea who he was, and he just kind of came out of the woodwork, but.
He's hella underground like that, man. Because that's what's crazy. He's been there, but like a lot of people don't know him. That's how underground he is. That's when we said he was the Yams. Like it's like,
yeah.
A lot of people don't know who Mans is. You feel me? He's a legend. He's a legend.
Maybe I'm not always on scene, but I'm at least.
No, you be tapped in.
I am.
You be tapped in.
But
a lot of things happen behind the scenes that people don't see.
And that's what I keep my eye on.
Yeah.
You
see my personal gram. You see Hoody Coob. You see the personal gram.
Yeah.
Like 90% of my photos Baca took.
Really?
Even some of them he styled.
Dude,
No cap.
it's so.
Some of them I'm
cool.
literally like, Baka got a cool shirt and he's like, fuck, I can't wear this, so like might be a little too snug on him, so he's like, put this on, and I'm like, say less.
I love
say
to see
less.
like, business partnerships where both people are on the same page.
Oh man, it's beautiful.
Dog, that is
It's
the coolest
beautiful,
shit.
man.
The other person I wanted to talk about is Jacob Starr. I had
That's the bro.
and
Shout
most
out Jacob.
people know him for the hype side of things, but what I want to talk about is the thrifting side of things.
Oh yeah,
That's how.
he really been in the trenches for a long time.
So I'll tell you the story of how I met him. I was actually his mailman. Now I won't give out, address or nothing, but
He was my mailman too. He was the best mailman I
Yes,
ever
I was.
fucking had in my whole life.
proximity.
I wish he was still
I
my
had
mailman.
I had a little player rap.
I got a
down
couple
there.
missing packages right now, and this could have never happened if Spencer was my mailman. So I
But
want to
it's
let you
only
know,
temporary.
if any USPS people watching this, I don't know even if he don't work there no more, send him a check, bro, an extra check,
Listen to him.
another one, like DJ, another one.
So I met Jacob. I'm delivering on this route. And one day I get 4 packages from FTP. And this is like when I first found out who FTP was.
Yeah.
And it was like I think it was their collab they did with DC. Like back in the day.
That's early.
And so
That boy Jacob
I'm
put
like,
down the
so
mail
I got my
carriers.
eye. I'm like, all right, let's see who this is going to. I go and I drop 4 packs at his door. He's up in this apartment complex, and so I drop him at the door, knock, nothing, leave him there. And so I come back the next day, and he's got 2 other delivery drivers had come through and dropped off like 14 other packages.
No, sometimes when I would go to his crib, they would literally be like
Dog.
a wall of packages. Like his door is like
That's
blocked.
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he's out.
I think he
filming
finally got a
content
PO box,
somewhere
but
or
still, like that
something.
man gets so many packages.
But-
Like,
Bro, it got
Grab
to
grabber.
the point where
Another
on
grab
day
grabber.
3, I'm like, hey, like I'm a good mailman. I don't want to go to jail. But this guy has so many hype packages sitting outside of his house. I'm like,
damn, I swear that's the Supreme address. And the
That's
FTP boxes just chilling.
yes. So, luckily, that 3rd day, he's there. And I'm like, all right. And he comes out and like, I don't know if you ever seen it, but he's got this like Russian hockey jersey that like, it's just fucking cool as fuck. It's got a whole bunch of like Russian characters and stuff on it.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't even know it was
Star
his
Life
house.
shit.
So I said something. I'm like, oh, that's cool as fuck. He probably had some cool clothes on. I recognize, yeah. We chop it up and he's like, oh yeah, come upstairs. And so he brings me up. He brings me in his apartment.
Bro, his little apartment was
Show me all the
fire.
boxes.
He just upgraded his shit. He got a new. His new shit's crazy.
I haven't been.
This man dedicated. So you know how like you got a pantry, right? And you got food up in your pantry. This man's shit is the pants tree. It's the whole pantry full of pants, dog.
Bro. He is the pants god. I have like 4 pairs of pants in my whole closet.
That boy
is
Jacob
on
is
it.
going, bro.
So he
Shout
brings
out to
me
Star
in,
Life, bro.
and
Bro.
this is literally my first introduction to reselling. Was Jacob Starr. He takes me in and he breaks down his entire bit. Like, so at this time I'm in Amway, so I'm prospecting him for me, and I'm like, bro, I might have a
Hell
deal
no.
for you.
You ain't getting Star Life on no man bullshit.
Dog, he put me up on some game. And
He
I'm
was like, you should
I
be
know
doing
my
this,
place.
that.
He's like, I'm not gonna tell his whole story.
We
Go
both
to
did
his
the
YouTube
scam way
page.
shit, bro.
Go to his YouTube page. Check
That's
it
a whole
out.
nother story.
But yeah, so he breaks down. He's like, Doc, I run this IG page. Like, these companies send me clothes to review for free. I review them, post a picture, get paid, post a video, get paid for that. I get to keep the clothes. It's a win-win-win situation for me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I've
Bag
never heard of
chaser.
like YouTube.
Jacob's
like,
always been a bag
any
chaser
of this.
too. Don't get it
And
fucked
so
up.
like from there, like he's obviously just meeting him. He subscribed me to all 3 of his pages, all that stuff, and I'm like, all right.
Stupid. I need these subs.
So from
Make
there,
sure you
I
like,
sat
comment, and
watched.
subscribe,
this
dummy.
This was when he was at like 50K on IG. I think he's up to like almost 300K now or something like that.
I just know my man's is booming.
He's going crazy. But what I find most impressive about him is he loves the thrifts. He is in there.
He loves the thrifts and he loves the tack and he loves the South End.
Yes.
Don't play with Jacob. Keep that thing on him too.
Couldn't have said it better myself. He is ex-military. That's no joke. Yeah, that's no joke.
He might have the Call of Duty loadout ready for you. I'm just saying.
And he ain't putting it on IG either.
No, sir. You will not see that. And Jacob just tapped in and he shows love to all the right people.
He
so
does.
He just makes it make sense. And that's why I fuck with Jacob. And yeah, if you ever bored, go follow the Star Life. Go check out some of his older videos, the trip to the thrift. You feel me? Me and Subaka actually have a few motherfucking features on there. If you really know, you know. You know.
Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, I think you got to get out of here. I think this has been a pleasure.
It's about that time.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
Follow Coob Life, follow Coob Studios, follow Slubaka. Stay tuned for his new Instagram. Follow Sloss and Claws. Follow Videos, Create Realities, and pull up on me on the 16th and 17th. That's all I got.
Not a bad promo, like a professional.
Come on.
Beautiful. All right, brother. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Appreciate
this is
you
Tac'd
having
In
me,
with
bro.
Spencer Pearson.
Really
we got Hoody
Tac'd
Coob
In.
with us today.
Big T-shirt.
Tac'd In. Beautiful.